Welcome. My name is David,
My name is Joe.
and we are here to do a mod review on the
Of
Freightliner Coronado.
Coronado.
Yeah. This is a mod that was released a couple days ago prior to patch 1.14 coming out. 1.14 coming out. This truck does work with 1.14 as well as 1.13, so, and I believe this is just version 1.0. I don't think there is a version 2, but this truck, me and Joe have rated it as a 6.5, 6?
Yeah, 6.70.
Yeah, 6.7. The reason why is there's a lot of mistakes with this truck, as well as there's a lot of good and bad points, which we'll go over. So a lot of the pros on this truck is it handles very well in traffic. It has really good.
And it does look good.
Yes, and it does look
It does
good.
look-
I agree with you. It does look good, especially with the interior. And you can see that the interior looks highly detailed.
Uh-huh.
There is some flaws in the interior as well as with the exterior, which we'll get to. How did you think the handling of the truck was, Joe?
I think it handles pretty good. I haven't really gave it a good try, but on my part, all I can say it looks aesthetically good, except the glass from the interior kind of reflects what's underneath the cab, which is either the paved road or the kind of cement brick lane that you're on. And like in the shop yard that I was in, it was like all bricks down, and all you can see was bricks reflecting as I was moving. And when I got onto the pavement would have reflect on there. So
Yeah, and that's one of the big downsides with this mod, is if any of you guys do play drive American trucks in this on the European roads,
it's quite big.
it is quite big. You are going to have problems going around corners, and this does cause a lot of frame rate issues. Normally my frame rates in game, as when I'm driving the Scania, it's going to be around 30 to 40. I am now getting on the outside view about 14 as the frame rate right now, and that's with recording. But usually it's anywhere between 14 to 18 to 20, depending on where you are. Inside, it's a lot less. So this truck is very highly detailed. What other pros do you have with this, Joe?
Nothing really, to be honest. I got quite a list of cons. To be
Yeah,
honest.
I do too.
And thinking through it, my 6.7 is kind of very generous for the mod. I don't want to be mean, but the cons on my end are what the heck they are doing with a hair start.
I know.
When you start it, it's an hair starter. Something that I've never seen on the truck since probably the end of the 70s and very early 80s. Air starters. The overall of the sound, the actual mod of the sound, sounds like it has been made by, I don't know, 6 or 7 years old that never heard a truck.
Right. I was gonna say it sounds like
It has like the hair starter from the 70s. It sounds like a Detroit from the 90s, and the Drake brake sounds like somebody with special need beating on a tin can.
so. Yeah, the sounds are not that good, and I think we're just gonna go ahead and move with the cons because there's not really a lot of good pros with this one. And also just an FYI, this is not to be bashing on the mod creator. This is just some suggestions and some inputs that you might want to improve on your mod. So don't take it the wrong way. I'll start off with some of the cons besides the point that Joe said about the sound. Yes, the sound sounds terrible. It doesn't even sound like a Detroit engine or what a Coronado should sound like. The Jake brake, you can't even hear on the outside. You can hear it on the inside, and the inside, it sounds like a bunch of tin cans beating against each other. So, Another thing I noticed, and I think you guys can see it right about there, it looks like the windows, the upper and lower, the bunk on the sleeper and the lower windows,
Yeah.
they're not put into the frame correctly. So you can see the air gap, you can see gaps in between there, and like on that side, so you can see the gaps. So, and I don't know if it was the mod creator decided, oh, let's just put the windows like that so we can look like the truck is having cooling. Looks like he's getting air in there, but it doesn't look right. Another thing I've noticed, maybe I can do it. Yep, the flares. The flares on the marker lights on the side of the front fenders, they're not properly aligned. Otherwise, there's another pro with this truck, the flares. Otherwise, the flares do look really good with the truck. So, and another major issue I noticed was with the bumper. The front bumper looks like it's just been slapped together. It doesn't look like it's been put on correctly. The left side, the driver's side, is higher than the passenger side. And it also kind of looks like the passenger side and the driver's side is leaning more towards leaning higher. So that is another major con. We're going into interior view. As Joe said before, interior view, I mean, like I said before too, the interior is pretty good. The downside of this is the glass is very, very reflective, and that's what causes your frames to drop.
Yeah, if you could just fix that, make it way less reflective, it would be actually something that I would consider driving when I feel like driving an American truck, a big ass truck on tiny European roads. You know, there's night when I feel doing this, but there's others. I'll be driving the DAF Euro 6.
Oh, there's another mistake I just found. The Eaton Fuller, it doesn't even say, it doesn't have the shifter, like the says that's across the Eaton Fuller.
The actual shit.
Yeah, it doesn't have the patterns on there.
Normally now I think the shifter patterns are on the sun visors. The actual one that you unfold from the top.
Oh,
there should be a small pattern on there.
but
Showing the, or either on the dash. I think on them Freightliners, it's on the dash.
but most of the times I see them always, the pattern which way to shift is always on the actual shifter. So, but another mod criticism I have to do is the fact that the creator didn't really give you the opportunity to mod this truck. I believe
I was about to say that. Yeah.
I believe the mod is locked, and also you don't have that much accessories to go with it, and that's the downside to it.
Yeah. You could have had like more lights or a bull bar, different pipes, it's a bug shield, just normal stuff that you could add to a truck. And you should have, there's something else, the xenon light, the blue lights on it.
Alright.
You should have made that an option,
Yep.
Because the fog lights on the bumper are like that. The actual headlight on the fenders are like that, but the inner one are still clear, so that should be an option. I don't even know, dude, are we able to chrome, take the mirrors instead of chrome, make them plastic or painted?
I know, that's another thing. I was just looking at that too. The mirrors in itself, I don't know what the guy was thinking, but you got chrome pieces along the
Probably
outer
just map them all chrome. Yeah.
Just you got a chrome along the outer pieces, but in the inner side it's all painted. And it looks to me like the mirrors are just extra big in the length too. So
yeah.
And then you got a little gap in between the bottom and the top too, which you could have put a little extra on. So, another criticism I am going to give to this mod, and this is why I'm putting it as a 6.5. The paint. If you do a metallic paint job, and I think that you can see it on all the other paint jobs, it really doesn't match the truck. I see like up by the upper sleeper window, there's a different color in there besides the yellow. So it's like the guy didn't really finish the job with painting the truck or UV mapping the truck, whatever you want, how do you want to say it. So, do you have anything else to put with this, Joe?
There's quite a few things, like where the fenders up front don't really match with the lower part he has of the step. I was thinking about something, and
The back fenders don't look that good.
yeah,
either.
the general reason, here it is. The general reason why I gave it a 6.7 is it is by far one of the nicest American truck out there, to my
Agreed.
opinion.
Agreed.
There's a lot of beautiful Columbias, but they have Michelin dolls on the mirrors. It's American trucking and European trucking, to me, is two different culture. It's as much as it's trucking, it's just different. The roads are different. The actual tendencies are different. You will see stuff on American trucks, like turbo wings, that was very big. It was a huge thing in the 90s.
Yes.
The turbo wings.
Yep.
You won't see no turbo wings on a European truck, you know? At least I've never seen that.
No, I haven't seen it either.
So,
And like I said,
just, it looks good. It looks like from the outside when you take like fashion pictures like I do for the blog, it does look very good, neat.
Yep.
And when you look into it deeply, it has some stuff that, being a modder myself for 8 or 9 years,
me for
I
being 2
know
or 3.
things that just moving a couple of verts around, like where the bumper, like, not the bumper, but the actual fender meets with the fiberglass part underneath the steps, just by moving that to make a match but still have a gap for the hood would make it look even better right there. Looks like the rear fenders. I don't know what's up with the rear fenders.
I don't either. It's like he just slapped them on.
It just looks like a cylinder. Yeah, like
Yeah.
a cylinder that he cut to fit that.
And I believe
With a
this
very
truck was,
tiny gloss black mud flap.
and I believe this truck was converted over from rig and roll. Is what my
Could
understanding.
it be the one?
It could. I am not saying 100% sure. If somebody would like to verify with me, that'd be great. The last thing I've noticed with this truck, and this is a big, this is another huge reason why I don't, this is the reason why I'm rating it at 6.5, was the shadow.
I just noticed. I really just noticed this. I'm looking at the picture right now. The
Good.
shadow is not totally on the ground. It looks like it's 3" into the tires.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Continue talking for a second there, Joe.
Well, I really don't have any more things to say about this. And when I saw the truck at first in game, my impression was I would love to see a proper Peterbilt, like a properly scaled Peterbilt in there,
Right.
with just the proper hood. Could it be a 389, a 379, or a 359? A proper, like, just decent dimensions. Not very custom, just see how it would really look, because it gives a very nice input towards ADS.
Right.
ATS, yeah. So,
Okay.
that's all I have to say. I don't know how much Hunter rates this. I guess you guys will have to check out the blog.
Yep. And I'll post a link
And to know how much it gives.
And I'll post a link to this review, for the full review, in the link below, so that way you guys can go take
Yep,
a look.
and I'll make sure to have I'll make sure that we have a lot of fashion pictures that I'll take time to, at least a dozen. I try to get a dozen for every truck review we get. I'll be making a Scania T for the next review. I don't know which one it is. My phone just vibrated. I hope
So
you
did
guys
mine.
haven't heard that. Ow.
Oh, it's
So
Hunter.
yeah, yes. Yeah, Hunter. Hunter is the like the top head of the blog. Hopefully, you guys won't hear his voice in the video because he's very loudly. I'm just kidding.
Looks like he's
So
calling
that's
right
it.
now,
Let's stop.
but I'm gonna go
Let's
ahead.
stop derping around. Video is long enough already. So it's definitely something you should give a try, but it's very big to drive on European routes with that. So, my name is Joe again, and the other dude is Dave.
Yep, and I'm gonna give you guys a quick test drive.
We would both appreciate if you would make an account into our blog, the actual site.
And spread the
Check
word.
out the picture gallery. Yeah, and spread the word to whatever community you're in. As long as it's not nudist and stuff, you know. What did I just say?
I don't know.
It's our first video review, so we're gonna get better at doing this probably later.
Yep, we'll get
Alright,
better at
final word, Dave. It's up to you.
So anybody who wants to drive an American truck who has a pretty good PC and is willing to let their frames rate drop, I'd say check this truck out. It does have needed some works, but otherwise we are gonna give it a. I'm gonna give it a 6.5. And I thought I changed.
I'm
my...
sticking with my 6.7. Just because it's one of the best looking American truck model I've ever seen yet.
So
Decent, bro. So, y'all can catch us next time.
talk to you later, guys, and remember to check out our blog.